live, and hopefully I should do something. Stream. Oh, okay. Like, oh. How do we do this? Let's see here. Where is that? There we go. So this is the link. Yeah. Okay. And I'm just gonna... Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I'm gonna do this. Okay. Should be good now. So... Yeah, I'm not actually able to see the... Let's see here if we can do like this. Press it to one side here. It's like, oh, there we go. I mean, it's trial and error here. Yeah, it should be good. So, yeah. I'll just lean a little to this side then. Okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna wait a little bit here, but, you know, for some people... Good morning from California. Wow. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, but for those of you who have joined us already, this is kind of a little podcast stream between the three of us where we kind of discuss everything in the world of Sims, and we have these topics that we're going to discuss throughout the stream. So, yeah, but I think we should just, like, wait a little bit until some more people join here. Let's just get in on this fun. Yeah. Oh my god, the emotes in this chat is just the worst. They're so ugly. Yeah, it's so bad. No, I can kind of see what you said. I've never thought about that before. Can't hear the ladies at all. Okay, so is anybody else in the stream having trouble hearing? Let's just see. See, this is where it's just oh. Properties.
Headphones. You have to set it to your headphones.
Okay. That should have worked. I can hear them too.
How about now?
How about now, yeah?
Can you hear me now?
There we go. Oh, it's because I always turn off the desktop audio once I record, because then it just captures everything.
That was it.
Beautiful.
Hold on, I'm just retweeting that. Get hype, we live son all year. I wish I could add emojis through TweetDeck, but I cannot. So instead, let's put more cowboy emojis in the chat. Yeehaw!
Okay, we have a couple of people here. The egg yolk emojis. Totally ruined those emojis. But yeah, let's just get into the conversation here. So, thank you for everybody who's watching out there. And yeah, this was an idea Fry and I had when we did the collaboration build together. So we thought this could be a really fun like podcast stream thing, and kind of like have it every single month with the new topics and stories that come out in The Sims. So yeah. So we post. I cannot see the topics here because I don't wanna.
I can.
I don't wanna.
It says get famous first.
Okay, so yeah, it's just I don't want to mess with this because now everything is just set up. Let's just not touch it. But yeah, let's start talking about the Get Famous. So I want to know how do you guys like the pack, like overall?
I really like it.
You really like it?
Yeah.
Is it like the best expansion pack? Because I was thinking, I think it's not like the best one for me myself.
I think it's tough because you've got to weigh kind of gameplay against the build and buy mode, because I take those two completely separately, and there's some packs that I absolutely need for building that I don't use at all in live mode. But I think some of the items we've gotten in Get Famous are going to make some builds much more interesting, like the different set pieces we have.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to make, building ruins much easier.
Yeah, I was just waving to Ross Green here. He's a very like loyal streamer guy here. He's always, but yeah, I totally hear you. I think that the Get Famous expansion pack has some really nice gameplay things. I haven't played around with them too much because I am a builder, but I will say that, and I know that you have said this too in one of your builds, Fry, that I feel like the building items that came with this expansion pack is for a very specific thing.
Yeah.
Where like in seasons, every building item you can kind of mix and match with what was already there. As of this, and I think that's why a lot of people have just been doing all of these chateaus and all that kind of good stuff, because that's kind of what it is. I mean, it's like there's not like too many modern things, and like it's just like one specific category of items, I feel like, if you don't count all of the movie set stuff items. But yeah, I don't know, I really like it. I mean, it's something different. It's not something I can remember actually having in the Sims. Salem in the background.
A guest appearance today.
But yeah, it's not something I can remember having in The Sims before, like this. Items like that. But I also think that all of the gameplay styles is just a bit too familiar to what we had in the Sims 3 Late Night expansion. It just kind of feels like they took something from that and tried to evolve it a bit, but it feels slightly the same, even though it's just not as grand as Late Night. Hi, welcome to the stream.
I also think that like the gameplay is like, I think I like it because we never had like in Sims 4 the whole Get Famous thing, like with the celebrities. I actually thought that we also get musician kind of things. So you can also be famous by having a band. I especially want actually Sims to play together, like music together, since we have so many.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
I just assumed it was in there since it's called Get Famous and not like get to be an actor or something. The objects, like you said, are very special. You either can go for chateau or very tacky American gold Russian oligarch stuff, or I think the other one is like retro 70s, 60s American style. I think the modern, modern ones are also kind of like a special style. And I think for builders who do like more not advanced, but like special buildings, like what we did with the Jungle Bazaar, like not the usual family mansion. It's really cool because you have the set pieces that are kind of weird, but you can incorporate them somehow for builders.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the items that came with this is super taggy, and I saw the
my
chateau
God.
build that
Like,
you did
super.
with like the wallpapers with like the animal print on it. I was just like,
Yeah, and
who's
gold.
who's gonna
animal
use that?
prints, rainbow
Me, I'm
animal
gonna use
prints.
it.
I was just like, no, I cannot with a good conscience actually use this. It was just too taggy. I'm not gonna use it. But yeah, I feel like it's a really good expansion pack for what it is. There's a lot of stuff to do and a lot of good value for money when it actually comes to gameplay and building items and that kind of stuff. I just feel like maybe it's just a bit like, I don't know, a bit taggy and reused ideas. Compared to some of the other expansion packs. For example, the season expansion pack is just so much more evolved than what we saw in previous iterations, which I really appreciate, but I just feel like this is just kind of like they took a very basic idea from The Sims 3 and 2, I believe, and kind of didn't really do the same amount of things with it and like to the next level as they did with the other expansion packs.
What I do like though, because of gameplay, because we didn't have this before in the other celebrity kind of packs, is that you can get famous by doing actually everything in the game.
Yeah.
So by chance you can get like the super best plumber and be like, I don't know, famous for being a plumber or having this stuff. It's kind of weird, but it kind of makes sense because you also have like scientists or like experts in that field that are famous for that. So yeah, it's weird, but I like it that it's that way. I just assumed, like I said, the musician thing, I want to have a band. I'm not that interested in acting. I really want to have a band and have like coolest, best punk metal band in the Sims.
Yeah.
That's something I want to do, but
I think
agree for that as well.
Yeah, I think that's something to really appreciate. I think the Sims team has not so much looked to the RPG type of games, but they kind of have like this progression now that just wasn't there before. And it came with the Get Together expansion with the club system, where you can kind of, all this branching narrative, and then with the vampires, and now in this. I really do enjoy that you can kind of do everything and micromanage everything. I think it's a really good addition to the game. It's not something we've seen in the Sim series before. At least I don't remember seeing it before. So
I don't think we've ever had any kind of like leveling up experience.
Yeah.
I like that. This is why I actually like the Get Together pack still a lot more. Just because of the club system, because I use the club system a lot of times. It's actually amazing to kind of get all Sims, like all your friends in one place, and then do all these wishes that I have, or whatever it's called, like right now, together, and they can level up their friendships so easily. So for doing the whole romantic aspirations and all the friend of the world aspiration, it's super easy to do now. And also for storytelling, because you can have like rivaling clubs and then automatically attack them or do like stuff against them, which is also pretty cool. I actually love that because I did this because I saw there's like an option that you have like a rivaling club. So I just put like the chess club, the NPC chess club. So my club saw them on one of the community lots and immediately started a fight with them, which was just hilarious. I loved it.
I love that sneak peek into your gameplay. That secretly is starting gang wars in the streets.
Yeah, it's gang wars all over. You all I'm gonna beat you up.
Actually, I used that club system to benefit me instead. I had like this ongoing Let's Play where in the vet clinic people kept complaining that it was dirty all the time. I was just like, okay, let's just make a club and call it Cleaning Ladies. Have people come over to clean my veterinary clinic and then send them home again.
So clever! Cleaning. Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah, you could just like set
butler.
them.
It's actually like a butler.
Yeah. Just like, okay, I'll
set the outfits to cleaning butler outfits.
Exactly. I will say that they do tend to talk a lot to each other, which is really annoying. But you can actually set them to just clean, and they're not allowed to talk. They're not allowed to interact with everybody else. So they just kind of go around and clean, and then you can end the gathering, and they just go away. So,
I mean, I guess you could do like you could kind of do that with. I think there's already like an in-game group of like culinary sims and mixologists, and you could get them over for a party and just be like, "Hey, do your thing. I don't want to hire anyone." And then get the music club over to like do a performance at the party, and then instantly get the gold award for any party because you've got free cleaners and cooks and mixologists and performers.
That's great.
Modern slavery.
Yeah, totally.
Modern slavery, right? Gizmo just
Yeah. But no, yeah, I actually really enjoy the Get Famous stuff at a game expansion pack. Oh my god, so many pack types now. It's just like stuff pack, game pack, expansion pack, base game, blah, all of that. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's a really good expansion pack, but I feel like it's just, for me, it's lagging a bit of something. I feel like it's just a little...
I also want to say that the world wasn't actually how I envisioned it to look like.
No.
When since I'm an EA game changer, I knew about like 2 weeks prior to the announcement that what's in the pack. I knew before what was in it, and they showed us some like pictures of the world map, I think. And I was like, there's a beach. Why aren't there any beach lots? I want to have beach lots. I was just assuming it's just bigger. I don't know. I think the world could have. It's not one of the best worlds.
No, it's really small.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just not a lot of building lots in the world compared to something like Willow Creek or Windenburg or something. I mean,
Windenburg is bigger, yeah.
Windenburg is my favorite world to build in.
Yeah.
I always find that you can always find a lot in that world that is like specific to what you're trying to build. But I don't know, what is it called? Del Sol Valley is just, it's really small, and half of the lots is actually just taken up by clubs and like community lots.
Yeah.
I mean, how many like residential lots are there? There's the 3 in the expensive area, and then I think there's another 3 in a different area, and that's it.
Yeah,
like
in the downtown.
6 residentials by default. Yeah, I mean
you
can set community lots to residential as well, but it looks kind of weird. And since we don't have real working apartments, thank you, city living. So that's also not as cool. I just assumed it's going to be more lots. I think they said why they wanted to put in like not that many lots, and it was performance, which is always like a huge thing they say. But I think they made Windenburg that big. Also, I think Salvadorada is quite like there's a lot of stuff to do for a gameplay pack, because you also have the temples that you can build on, but they are there, so they are also kind of cluttering the performance. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, then I even think that Salvadorada is bigger, like from what kind of lots that you can build than the expansion pack world is Sol Valley. So I kind of didn't get the whole argument about performance.
I kind of feel like that performance talk is just a way, not to bash them because I love what they do. I think they make amazing games, but it feels like sometimes it's just like a way for them to justify not doing as much as they usually do. For example, talking about performance in Salvadorada, there's so many textures in the plants and all that kind of good stuff. Like everywhere there's just like plants and textures, and there's just not that in Del Sol Valley, and Salvadorada runs fine, perfectly fine, and it's the same size, if not bigger than Del Sol Valley. So I just kind of feel like it's somewhat of a marketing, kind of like a thing for them to just kind of get out of having to explain why they made a smaller world than you usually do. somebody says in the stream, Honey Bee Sim says there's a lot of residential, but there's not a lot of residential, but the community lots are a bit boring as well in Delta Valley. I totally agree. I mean, I feel like the community lots are getting kind of like tedious. It's kind of like the same thing they do every time. There's kind of not like innovation in how they do community lots now. I feel like they just copy paste and then try to use some of the new items in that community lot instead.
I actually thought it would be fun because can you remember when they opened up Newcrest? So they got like a whole world without any like thing built on it. So they asked the game changers to build something, and the game changers said like some regulations to not use move objects and not use like go over a certain amount of objects, so it's good in the performance, which I understand. So I think maybe they should just like ask people on the gallery, like all simmers, to build something for them, because clearly I am also not like a big fan. I think every builder is not a big fan of all the lots that are there. And that would be actually cool. I'm pretty sure that lots of sim builders would be honored, like especially people who are not like on YouTube, Tumblr, Twitter, Twitch and stuff, that kind of get like a, I don't know, like a little, like some recognition through that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that would be cool. So it's like players creating stuff for other players. I think that's...
Yeah, I mean, they do kind of like those spotlight build things like once a month or whatever, where they kind of show off 5 of the best builds.
Yeah.
Why not take some of those builds and place them into the worlds instead, and kind of have your community even more
involved with
in what's going on in the game? I feel like that could really benefit the community as well as the game designers, because we talked about this as well. The Sims community is one of the nicest and biggest communities there is, and I feel like if they just worked with them a little more to kind of create stuff like that and have them involved in what's going on in the world and going into the world, it could be a really awesome idea, like Honeybee Sims says. I mean, that's a really good, valid point. Let's make it happen.
Also, I can't remember when Brindleton Bay came out. I think that was that Cats and Dogs? Yeah, it's in the Cats and Dogs pack. There are, I think it's the Yacht Club. There are 2 walls not painted.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I was like, what the hell are you doing?
I have to see that immediately.
There's 2 walls are not painted. There's no wallpaper on the walls. And I was like,
but I actually think that they edited that in a patch, so it actually was painted, because I noticed that as well.
No, I wanted to see it blank. Why did you?
I think you can still see like screenshots or something. If somebody shared screenshots on Twitter and stuff, it was hilarious.
Dang it! I wanted to like launch my game and go straight there. Where are they?
Yeah. Okay.
Also, in Del Sol Valley, the museum is kind of a lot. You have the museum for those who don't have the pack. There is a whole quarter or district that's just community lots. There are like 2 bars, 1 lounge, and 1 museum. And the museum is the most confusing build ever, in my opinion. There are kind of like a cinematography museum where there are props, kind of are the ones that your Sims can look at. And that one is especially weird. I looked at it and I was like, why?
It's such a huge build too, that museum. It's huge, confusing, and it's just not filled with anything. There's just like a total of 15 items that your Sim can look at it, and it's kind of like the same item, just hanging in different places and with a lot, and like another swatch on it. I went to that lot as well. I was just like, okay, somebody didn't want to do this. Hi, welcome to the stream. But yeah, I think we should probably move on to the next topic. I feel like we have said what we wanted to say about the Get Famous expansion pack.
The next one would be new holiday stuff. The new holiday stuff that they added.
Hello from Sweden.
Hi, Maya.
Hello, Sweden.
Hello, Sweden. Yeah.
My dear neighbor. Holiday stuff. Yeah, did you guys see that? Do you actually watch the Max's monthly streams?
Yeah, I watched the video on demand later.
Okay, yeah, so you didn't watch it live, because I always have to watch them back because they just send in such a ridiculous time.
Yeah, I agree. I like actually that there is like this whole pack that's called the holiday stuff pack, and they're adding to it like almost every quarter of the year or something. So that's like a really cool idea because it's free stuff for everyone. You don't have to buy it, and it's actually like one of the bigger stuff packs now.
Yeah.
So much stuff to it. And I actually like that one. It's a really cool idea. Of course, since it's like free stuff, so I'm not going to complain about the objects that they give us. If it's ridiculous, I mean, I think last year we got the sand snowman and like the Christmas like flip-flops. It was kind of Christmas in the summer.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that one? That was kind of confusing for me, but I'm not going to complain about it. I'm pretty sure there are people out there who are going to use that. I think I never used it because, it's just weird. But then again, pre-seasons was really handy to do all the holiday kind of builds. So I think it was like the only thing that you could use. Sandy Christmas is not the same, yeah.
Sandy Claus.
Sandy Claus,
yeah. I think that it's kind of funny that the holiday stuff, or whatever we want to call it, is the biggest stuff pack, and we don't even have to pay for it. It's just like free stuff. I mean, but I'm kind of... I feel like some of the stuff is just so weird. Like, for example, the sandals, and just like there's like this clutter of candles that you can't place on counters. It has to be on the floor as well.
Oh, I think that was from the Light Festival, the Indian Light Festival.
Yeah, I mean, some of
is that like the 9 candles in a square?
Yeah.
Like that sucks.
I like it. Wait. I like it. I always use it for Moveobjects. So when I'm placing like an altar for my lionfish god, those are the candles that I'm going to put everywhere on the floor. So
everything for the lionfish god. Praise be to him.
I have never used that. I've never used it because I hate having to move it up and down. I just feel like it doesn't fit anywhere.
I always use it for creepy builds if you need like a tiny candle to wear. That's the one I use.
Yeah, but then there's just like this clutter of candles that you can just place around. But I really I think it's very nice of the Sims team to keep adding stuff, both in the holiday stuff packs and in like free updates as the terrain tool, and there's stuff that the community keeps asking for. So I really appreciate that, and I think the new stuff that they showed off this time around looked really awesome. I can kind of see myself use some of those stuff for the holiday build that I'm working on right now. So, oh yeah, teaser there.
Amara says she lives in California, so the sand theme makes sense. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Do you really have a sand snowman in California then? Because they don't have snow, they use sand.
Like wet sand and just cram it together.
And you have to make it wet all the time so it doesn't fall apart.
Yeah. Like go around with those spray bottles, just sprayed it every day so it wasn't like fall together. Hello mate, just joined. Welcome to the stream. But yeah, I mean, Frankie, you do builds as well, but you kind of I do. I have like peeked on your channel. You do like these little stories as well, yeah. It's just like stalker.
I mean, kind of. I've only just recently been doing that. Let's play. That's why I said I'm going to use the tacky wallpaper in Price Chateau because I was editing the third part of that this afternoon, and that's like kind of the only live mode part of Get Famous that I've seen.
Mm.
But yeah,
Okay.
we do little bits of everything. But yeah, I was having a look just there at like what we're actually getting with for this new holiday stuff, and one that kind of confuses me is this. It looks like there's a fireplace, but it's just a
Yeah,
frame.
fireplace, just a frame, yeah.
So what do you
Oh,
How do
yeah.
you do the fire part? It's gonna be
Yeah,
like
I
a
know.
frame with brick behind it, and then no
also
actual
didn't
fire.
get it, but apparently that's like a thing. I looked this up. Actually, I had to look this up because I was confused first as well. And there's like it's a trend, I would say. It's a trend to have a fake fireplace without even like, I mean, there's some other fake fireplaces where you just have like a gas or electric kind of fire,
Yeah.
you know, that's like also fake. But now new is like without any fire at all, and then just putting like a statue or something in the middle.
Yeah, statues or candles or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah,
I mean, okay.
so they went with kind of like an interior design trend that's apparently.
Well, I think it's kind of weird as well. I kind of don't get it. But I like, didn't the Sims team release like a little video teaser thing where they kind of talked about the stuff? And I believe, or was it on Twitter? I can't remember, but it was like, and he has a fireplace that you can place without having to ever have a fire. And I was just like, okay, that's so random. Why? Like, why? And it's just like,
I actually thought that it would be cool. I'm going to use it as like a window frame.
oh yeah.
Of
I'm just
course
going to move it
you
up all
are.
the time.
So resourceful.
You always find such creative ways. It's infuriating, and also I love it.
I mean, I haven't tested it. Is it out already? The new stuff for the holidays?
Oh, I haven't checked it actually.
Yeah, I haven't checked it today as well. Because I think maybe we get it next Thursday. We always get the patches on Thursday,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Gifmer asks if the fireplace doesn't have a fire, is it just called place?
Yeah, it's just a place thing, yeah.
We're gonna
It's a place for the fire.
We're gonna place the place near the wall without the fire. But I don't know. Can you like move the fireplaces up and down? It's like,
I never did it actually. I think
no.
Shall I test?
Could be good, but I mean, there's some items I believe that you're just not able to move up and down, like some of the building items.
Oh, okay. I've never tested it. But since fireplaces are considered objects,
yeah, that might be true.
I just assume they can be moved. I'm not sure. I've never. I mean, why should I ever put a fireplace up?
Yeah, who would?
Yeah, interesting. I actually like also that like the decorations this time, the Christmas decorations are a little bit more Christmassy. So we have like new candles, and there's also this cool dining, camping kind of. I don't know. It's a table attached with some benches. It's like one
picnic table.
Yeah, it looks like a picnic table, but high end, so you can place it inside.
Oh, I don't believe I've seen that.
Kind of reminds me of these typical IKEA cheap kind of things. I don't know, like the first IKEA dining table you get. It kind of looks like that, in my opinion, which I actually like. So you can place it inside, so that's cool.
I love IKEA. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you have been playing The Sims for as long as I have, but there was like, I believe,
the IKEA stuff pack. Yeah.
Oh my god, it was the best ever. I'm waiting for that to happen. I will buy that in a heartbeat if they do that again. It was so good.
Yeah, it's so good.
Did a new update just come out? No, I don't believe it's out yet, but I do believe it will be out next week.
Yeah, that's just the Sims developers showed us in like a monthly live stream, or they do a Maxis monthly live stream, and then they show what's going to come, either a new pack or new kind of free updates or patches, and show us what's going to be in the patch. And they showed us last week or 2 weeks ago. I'm so confused. When did it happen? At least they showed us new Christmas stuff that's going to come for free with the patch to the game.
Sending love from Houston, Texas. Oh, thank you.
All the love.
Yeah. Around the world we go. I don't know, what time is it in Texas now? It's like, are they like 8 hours
I think it's
late.
behind?
5 hours. I think it's 5 hours behind, yeah. So it'll be in the afternoon.
Oh.
Just like after noon.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you.
really late for us here. Oh wait, I shouldn't do this thing with the chair, which I usually do. Moving on.
Like sliding down slowly. Yeah.
A little before noon.
Oh,
They must be 6 hours behind then.
Yeah.
Yeah, should we move on to the next topic?
Best of
Sure.
2018.
Best of 2018. Okay. Definitely season expansion pack.
Yeah. I kind of assumed how you kind of loved it.
I love seasons. It's always my favorite expansion pack. I just feel like there's something about the season that just makes the game feel so much more realistic, and I feel like the work that they have put into the expansion pack this time around, and with the whole gardening update as well, it's such a good expansion pack. I'm really enjoying it, and just the different varieties of seasons, how everything can look in the game is just amazing to me. It's and the items were so good, like for a builder. Really good expansion pack in my opinion. I'm in love with it. It's just definitely one of my favorite. And the terrain tool, gotta love that.
Oh, I love the terrain tool.
Yeah,
Love it.
I could do without the bugs, but I think that's something they can just kind of smooth out over time. But
yeah,
having the terrain tools back in the game is just amazing. Now we just need a pawn tool.
Crazy. I also liked how they announced the terrain tools.
Yeah, so random.
It was so cool. I like the whole chat was going wild at this point.
Was that the one where
who wasn't there? They talked about the new updates, just how they do all the time. I think they showed us the new stylist career, and then another guru was sitting at the keyboard while the community manager was still sitting next to him, but hadn't had the control over the whole game. So the one guru was just putting in the terrain tools and just showing it, not talking about it at all. The community manager was just talking about the game changer program or something about influencers or something.
So random.
No one knows what she was talking about because everyone was screaming at terrain tools.
So I think it was kind of the joke that they never are allowed to talk about new stuff. So they actually didn't talk about it. They just showed it.
Yeah.
Was
it was a really good way to show it off too. It was just like, and I believe Sim Guru Kate actually said that she had the hardest time not like cracking up and just not like ignoring him and just like not reacting to what was happening, because people, I remember people went crazy on the stream chat. It was just like, and I was like, oh my god, it's terrain tools. Talk about it. What are you doing?
I can't remember if that was one of the ones where we were in a call fry with Anton and Lisa, but I just remember screaming, like almost like, because we were like, oh my god, terrain tools!
We were all kind of,
yeah.
face down.
I remember typing a lot, like, ah!
And about seasons, I have to say that I never had pack for Sims 3. Actually, I had like a whole... I'm playing Sims since Sims 1. And then I had a whole kind of break from Sims for about 2-3 years. So I kind of missed the last expansion packs on Sims 3. Like, when Sims Exchange got like super big, I think I was pre-Sims Exchange.
Yeah.
So there. So I never had seasons. I never had the Isla Paradiso thing, which actually looked really cool. So I kind of missed all that, and this is why I never had seasons in game.
Yeah.
Then again, I thought, okay, I actually don't need seasons in my game since I don't play that much. I just assumed it would be cool as a background for building since I'm more of a builder. And so I wasn't like super excited for seasons since I didn't know how it is, like how it feels in The Sims. And then the trailer came out. Of course, we all knew that seasons would be like a huge thing because everybody was wanted to have seasons. Like first it was cats and dogs. Everybody wanted to have their pets. But like the second one that everybody wanted to have was seasons, especially that one. So we have these two crossed. Now it's like,
and now we have both of those. Everyone wants university.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah. University is like the next big thing, I think.
Yeah.
University or witches.
Yeah, witches.
Yeah, like the supernatural stuff pack or game pack or whatever. That could be really cool. But oh my God, you didn't have the last couple of expansion packs in The Sims 3, like the Paradise Island or Island Paradise or whatever it was called.
I love that one.
Such
so
a good expansion pack, like running a hotel and just like being able to
build on the houseboats as well.
Build on houseboats, take a houseboat to another island. It was so good.
I love the tiny living.
Yeah, it was amazing. Such a good. Oh my God! I mean, I know we're not gonna have that in The Sims 4 ever, just because the way that the game is structured compared to The Sims 3. But it was just so good. If they could do something like that, yeah, the hotel was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think there's any like big changes from seasons in The Sims 3 compared to The Sims 4? I know you haven't played it, Fry. Did you, Frankie?
I think so. I can't remember much of Sims 3. I think.
I believe there, like in seasons in The Sims 3, there was like this whole aspect like they have with the city living now, where it's like they have these festivals going on. So each season it would be something different and another festival, and there would like be different things going on, kind of like they have in City Living right now. And I thought that was a really cool idea. They kind of have miniature versions of that, like with the skating ring in the summer, and but it's just not as developed. But I feel like they have really made seasons in The Sims 4 work for what it is, not being an open world game like it was before. And
I also like that the worlds around the lot are changing. So there's like the ice skating ring, for example, appearing in winter somewhere, and like all the other activities that I want to do, like that the Sims automatically also want to do by default.
Yeah.
Which is actually really cool. So like summer activities and winter activities and stuff. So I think that kind of made more sense to have seasons from like Let's Plays and other builds that I've seen from Sims 3 times. I always thought it's just there, it's like purely decorational. They could do more in winter, in my opinion, than they could in the other seasons in Sims 3. That's just how I kind of like it was outside, like for not having the pack. But it was definitely a pack where I thought, oh dang, I actually should have played with it. Like I was like, why didn't you? Because I really didn't look into the Sims community. I really stopped building for a whole while because Sims 3 was really laggy for me, and at that point I had like a really bad laptop.
Yeah.
And it wasn't working for me anymore, so I kind of stopped the whole Sims 3 thing and kind of went on.
I kind of feel like that's what made the Sims team for The Sims 4 that created that game kind of go back on the open world, because the more stuff packs and expansions you actually bought for The Sims 3 just made the game lag so much. I mean, every single time you installed something new, it would just slow down, no matter how good a computer you had, or if you only had like 2 expansion packs and a whole lot of stuff packs or whatever. It just the game was really broken like towards the end. But I feel like, having heard that the Sims community also wants to have the open world back, because it kind of, I don't know about you guys, but I kind of feel like the Sims 4 is a bit more of a Sims 2.5 than it is actually a Sims 4. It kind of feels like, I kind of feel that way. They kind of took away so many things, and there's just loading screens everywhere, and even if you just want to walk over to the other side of the street to visit your neighbor.
So weird, yeah. If you're just going to your neighbor, which is actually the same neighborhood, still loading.
Yeah, I kind of figured that they would do that at some point where, like, these little neighborhoods would just all be loaded at once, but there's just, like, loading screens everywhere, and it's kind of breaks the immersion a bit, I think, compared to Sims 3, where it was just, like, seamless all the time. I mean, where's Defo Sims at?
You may have to ask her next time. You didn't ask her out. Oh, damn it.
This is the first stream. We plan on doing this more and get more people on, hopefully. So, yeah. But I want to talk about one thing that I know you're not going to like, Fry. The laundry stuff pack. I loved it.
I love it as well, and I didn't expect to. Like, I didn't buy it for the longest time, and then I can't remember why I got it. I think it was for a particular build. I can't remember, but like I was like, oh, I have to buy this stuff pack now, and I really don't want to. I was so against it, and then I bought it, and I was like, I really like this rug. Ooh. I like this item. This is a cool looking plant. Oh, look, this is so cute. And I'm like, damn it, I wish I'd bought this earlier.
Yeah, the items in that stuff pack was just so amazing, and I don't know about you, Frankie, but I was actually one of those people who went in to vote on what kind of stuff I wanted.
One of those people, yeah.
Yeah, but
I voted as well, but I didn't vote for the laundry stuff.
I mean the eco stuff, like with the
Yeah, that's what I voted for.
Yeah, I think
that would have been really cool as well.
Yeah.
That would have been amazing. But I don't know, but I really love having the laundry aspect in my game. I'm one of those people. I hate doing laundry in real life, and it's just like, it's so easy in the game. So it's just like, stuff it, click it, okay, it's laundry done. It kind of adds like this realism to the game that I really appreciate. So I always put in laundry baskets and
so
clothing.
I can realize that everybody wants to have more realism in game. I'm the one who loves the vampires and the alien and something that's super unrealistic.
Yeah, I love that as well.
I love the game. It's something how I would rather like to play. Not build, I like the build items. Definitely the build items in laundry build by is one of the best, I have to admit, from the stuff pack wise, what is in there.
Yeah.
Just like Gizmos is saying, the laundry machine, that whole thing with washing, care about that. But the outfits are really cool. And it's just weird that so many people I didn't actually think that so many people are going to vote for laundry. I was actually so sure that the ecological friendly kind of thing is going to happen. And I think laundry won by far because they made this whole poll about it. And I was just baffled that so many people want to play with laundry in the game. I was
It's me.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I really like it.
Auvbri, he's crushing all of our Sims' dreams.
It's just like,
he is the enemy.
Laundry. But yeah, I'm actually what sometimes when I actually do a build, I forget to put in the laundry baskets. I will go back before I upload it to kind of place everything and put in like a clothing line and all that stuff. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's cattail. But yeah, I really like laundry. But I'm weird like that. I think it's a very good stuff pack.
Yeah, I think it's one of the better stuff packs definitely to get.
Yeah.
We already talked about that was this year as well, the stuff pack that shall not be named.
Oh, Voldemort stuff packs.
Voldemort stuff pack is that one was also this year. I think it's how can I put this? I really think that it kind of set up the trend for using objects in the stuff pack that you actually can't use if you don't have other packs. Like the dependency from other packs is just, that's like a trend they should never ever go, in my opinion, because it kind of doesn't make sense. I don't want to buy something that I then can't use unless I buy other stuff. I think that's just horrible, and they
Yeah.
never should do this ever again.
Worst.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pointing, you know, she means business.
I totally agree. It's the worst business practice they have ever made, I believe. It's just...
Yo, dog, I heard you like DLCs.
Yeah, so I put a DLC in the DLC, so you have to pay for the DLC in the DLC. Yeah.
Elkie says, no, the laundry. Have 3 kids, can handle the laundry in real life. Don't want to see it in The Sims.
See?
Rat pack.
The red pack. Yeah.
The
I
red
like
pack,
it.
yes. So the My First Pet stuff is the pack that shall not be named.
Yeah.
It's had the DLC thing, and then again all the objects were kind of cats and doggish, like with the very colorful sets.
It was like they took stuff that they didn't put in the final version of Cats and Dogs and just shoved it into another pack and put a price on it.
I was like, once I saw that stuff pack, I was like, why isn't this in the final game? It was in The Sims 3, you could have like rodents and stuff like that. So why would they exclude that from the expansion pack? It just...
Exactly. It kind of felt as if they took it from the Cats and Dogs pack, kind of on the side, and just to make money.
Which is really... I mean, we all know Electronic Arts is just a very shady business practice to use sometimes, which is really unfortunate because I feel like the people over at Maxis kind of like have tied their hands by EA, so like you have to do this stuff pack.
Sometimes it feels that way. I mean, I can't say, but I'm pretty sure that sometimes these ideas don't actually come from Maxis. It feels like it comes from somebody else. So yeah, I kind of feel sad for them because all the developers that work at Maxis and work on The Sims definitely love the game.
Yeah.
They work there because they love the game a lot and they really like playing The Sims and they really want to do something that benefits the whole community and that the community wants. And I think that's really cool. But then sometimes I think because they are maybe at like some kind of, I don't know, mix up, you know, like when people scream the loudest, they kind of get heard. So sometimes you get stuff that not the majority ones. They were just like
the loudest people
on the forum, the loudest and like wrote more than the others.
Yeah.
Tweeted more. So sometimes you get stuff that I think not a lot of people wanted. So for example, just if you're watching this, somebody at Maxis, I'm pretty sure, I have the feeling that university is like the stuff that everybody wants. And also spiral stairs.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You have that covered, then I think you will be fine for 2019.
Oh my god, the spiral staircase, I'm just waiting for it. I'm so sick.
Everybody wants them.
I'm so sick of the staircases at the moment. They're so annoying.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why we're still not able to place stairs on an angle.
Yeah.
Why?
Like
diagonally, yeah. That's all. I don't get why, because you actually,
give up what's body hair.
they have the animation for it, so they just have to turn the sim and play the animation in diagonal.
Yeah, I mean, we can place literally everything else on diagonals. And like every item can be placed on a diagonal, or not even like has to go on the grid. You can just like place it freely. So the staircase thing is just, you're not able to build that many houses on a diagonal with the walls either, because you have to have the staircases in if you want to have 2 levels, which is just like, why? I don't understand. I saw Delicacy do the 15-minute diagonal build challenge, whatever it was, and she had the exact same problem, because you cannot place stairs at an angle, a diagonal angle. There's just not a lot you can do with the builds. Everything is just kind of built around the stairs instead of the other way around.
Yeah. It doesn't feel as integrated into
it.
It's just like, oh, my Sims have to get up somewhere.
Yeah.
Put it there. Yeah.
And
cars, lots of people want cars. I have to admit, I don't really need them in the game. I just would like to have them as decorational objects for a garage.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't need like my sim like in Sims 3 because they just were getting in and then driving. Nah.
And it was a loading screen, and then it was like, okay,
But
what now?
I mean, yeah, I can kind of see why people want cars for a builder's aspect. For me, it's just not that important. I would like to have them just for the like decoration aspect, like for like making a garage or whatever. But I also feel like in The Sims 4, it just feels like they are not so much traveling; they're just like teleporting places. I don't know if you guys remember, but in The Sims 2,
it was the same,
in The Sims 2, a bloody cab would come and pick you up if you had to go somewhere. It's just not the case now. They just kind of go to the border of the screen and then disappear, and you...
we have loading screen.
Yeah, which is kind of like, okay, I mean, just seems a bit lazy.
But we definitely want them as like a building object.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could maybe put them in as like a... Also could have been in the Get Famous pack, you know, just to show off, to have like some sports cars as a decoration object that it's like 1 million simoleons worth in gold, whatever they wanted to do with that pack. And that could have been cool. I think just 2 of them, like in a big, so you don't have to size them up because sized up objects always lack in texture, of course.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. I think everybody would have got it as a decorational object as well.
Yeah.
Even if it's not usable, like drivable in game. I think that would also calm down the masses who demand cars for at least a half a year or so.
Yeah, the masses are getting angry. Where is the bloody spiral staircase?
Pitchforks standing in front of Max's.
Yeah, just go, like, gather all the Sims community with pitchforks and go to the Max's game studios and just like, where is it? Give it to me.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I feel like spiral staircases.
What comes to the next year? What do you think is coming next year?
University.
Yeah, I think
I think
maybe has to be some kind of university or education.
Yeah. I mean, they don't release that many expansion packs as they did before, and I kind of get it because we have the game packs now, which is kind of like a mini expansion, which I think is a really good idea, but I feel like they just keep doing these expansion packs that people are not really asking for. For example, with the city living. I mean, I cannot tell you guys exactly what that expansion pack is about other than living in the city, because for me it's just, it didn't bring anything to...
I was actually assuming that we can build like apartments.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to do that. Yeah.
Since we can close the doors and lock them for other Sims, I just assumed,
Yeah.
hey, I can kind of put like a border or kind of spray paint where one lot is and the other or something.
Yeah.
I just assumed that it's coming with the city living pack. And when it wasn't in the pack, I was like...
Yeah, I would love to be able to do that in the future.
Yeah, I mean...
What I like about the pack, though, are the festivals, because you finally have something to do. You just don't live there, you can also visit the festivals.
Yeah, exactly. But I kind of feel like, for example, the apartments was just kind of like a half-assed type of thing. I mean, not to sound really like bad-mouthing or whatever, but it was just like, okay, so your neighbors can complain that you're being loud, but like, that's it. There's no real other reason for you to live in an apartment then other than that. I mean, you might as well live in one of the other cities, because the apartments are so small as well. You're not able to expand them or do anything. You can't really do anything with the apartment. So I usually don't build in them just because I feel like there's just so many restrictions, which I don't really like when I'm building.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel about it as well.
Yeah, but going back to what we want to see in the future, I feel like university is definitely one of those things that the community is very outspoken about at the moment, that they want, and I feel like the Sims team has to acknowledge that. Otherwise it's just like, I feel like they can't keep doing all of these expansion packs that are really good for what they are, but are just not what people are asking for anymore. I mean, they just kind of have to go out of the way to create what people want. I mean, I want to wait for a expansion pack that I think is going to be really amazing. For example, seasons. And I kind of feel like the quality of the expansion packs vary a lot in The Sims 4. There's definitely, like, you pay the same price point, but it's just like you don't actually get the same amount of enjoyment out of each expansion pack.
I have to be super unprofessional, and I will be right back. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
My toilet bar is very low. It's in red, so
it's okay.
Bladder need in red.
I have the steel bladder. I don't need the toilet.
Traits.
Yeah. Do you actually ever play with those, like the whim system thing? Is it called whims?
Yeah. Sometimes. I mean, most of the time I'll ignore it. It's just if I'm doing like I did. I tried the Lunar Zodiac challenge where you were supposed to like have 12 female children and like name them after each star sign. And for that, to make things easier, I was like getting whims up a lot. And I mean, part of the challenge was like saying, okay, you might want to do a few of the whims so you can get the I can't remember what the potion's called, but it stops the sim aging, or it brings you back in an age group. So if you're an adult, it brings you back to a young adult.
Yeah.
I think. So I was like doing a lot of whim stuff for that, and like getting the fertility traits so she would have more babies in one go. Yeah, so I get like in challenges and stuff, it's really, it's really useful. I think I got a mod that add more traits into the game. I don't know if it's working.
Okay.
I don't know if it's been updated since the patch. But but most of the time I don't use it. It's just if I'm doing a specific playthrough.
Yeah, I remember in The Sims 3, I was just like all about trying to, complete those tasks that they wanted me to do, but I just don't use it in Sims 4 anymore. Like the whims is just, it's kind of just there. I mean, I feel like they can just be flirty or get whatever they want out of objects instead, so I just kind of ignore it. Welcome back, Fry. Green bladder again.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. But yeah. What do you guys kind of want to see in the coming year of The Sims now that we are kind of getting close to the end here?
So there are two like separate things that I want to see. Like one is like what kind of packs I want to see, like as a standalone that you can buy, and one is the patches and like the free stuff, like the terrain tools and the toddlers and I don't know, pools and basement, whatever they put in there. So for the patch stuff, since I never thought it would be possible actually that we get terrain tools, I always kind of assumed because of performance and other things, it's just not possible to put it in game now.
Yes,
performance.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's so if terrain tools are possible, I mean they told us already that they're working that on terrain tools you can also make lakes like natural filtered with water. If that is the case and they add a water tool to it, I also want the Sims to swim in there, and I also want that to be in the free patch. I don't want to see that like in that kind of expansion pack or something. I want to have this like for a base game.
Yeah. That's a really good point.
And then since terrain tools is possible, maybe if it's also possible to put like a create a style tool back.
Yeah.
The ones where we can create our own kind of furniture and at least give us the option to at least like if you have like the legs of a table that can put like the upper part and choose like a color.
Yeah.
Make it like a little bit smaller maybe for performance, but that would be perfect.
Oh, that would be freaking good. I don't know about you guys, but the terrain, not terrain, the creative style tool, for me it doesn't have to be like so involved and so in depth as it was in The Sims 3, because I feel like that's part of what made it really a laggy and buggy game. For me, if it's just like a few stars and then a color wheel, like just a simple color wheel that you can change the color to darker or whatever, and like different places, as you said, on the object, that could be really awesome. I don't really need all those different styles. I just kind of want to have the ability to, you know, make everything look cohesive, because I feel like now it's just like a lot of the stuff that is in the game, there's only like certain things that go together, and you kind of
Like sets, they have like
It's
sets.
so hard to match things.
Oh.
yeah, you kind of always go back to the same items, because you know, okay, this chair goes with that table and whatever it might be. So I feel like just having the simple create a style tool with just the color wheel would go a very long way, and I feel like performance wouldn't be as bad if it was just a color wheel. It's the new thing, performance.
I'm so sorry for the devs if they ever watch it. I mean, we don't bash them, and it's just like if you're not into the whole creating process, and you always hear performance as kind of a argument why stuff isn't like in certain packs or certain patches, you kind of get it, you know.
And that's a running joke.
Always the reason, you know, it's like an inside joke almost.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like this like podcast is not for bashing the creators at all, because I think we came together here because we really enjoy the game and we love it. There's just an opportunity to talk about something that's just not right and somewhat a bit of annoyance when it comes to the game. For example, the quote unquote problems. But yeah, it can kind of seem as a running joke if they keep saying that performance is the issue, when we can clearly see that we can do all of these kind of things. That, like, for example, they said that we didn't have the terrain tool because of performance, and now we have it. And
definitely said that. I'm pretty sure performance, it wasn't possible to game or something at one point. And that kind of was okay. I mean, that's like a dead end argument. You can't say anything. Of course, we all want the game to be fluent and like, not be as Sims 3 was back in the days. So, yeah. But apparently it's possible. So.
It is, yeah. It would seem like it. But yeah, I think there's some really good good features to want in the game for 2019.
Yeah.
Having a creator tool again would be a dream come true.
Yeah. And also for packs, I mean, we said university. I still want to see and create a band, like a new kind of pack, because I want to have my band, and I'm going to get my band. Because we have another Sims 1 till Sims 3, and I want to have a band.
Yeah.
And they already have a venue with the music festival.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I've created like a whole festival, and I want to perform there as a band, so please give this stuff. No, and then I also, what I personally as a builder still want is like a whole beach tropical world, like Isla Paradiso and Sims.
Yeah.
That would be my favorite. They don't even have to do special cool things in the background like birds flying. I don't need like a sea monster like we have in Winterberg, like all kinds of stuff. They can skip it, just give us more lots, and it's just sand and palm trees. That's it. I don't need anything else. I just want my sand and palm trees and islands, and that's cool.
Yeah, I would kind of. I think that's a really good point. And if they do something like that, I kind of want to see them bring back the kind of hotel feature. I mean, we have so many different types of. You can run a veterinarian clinic, and you can have businesses, whatever. So I feel like having a hotel again would be really awesome, because I love playing with that feature and just like designing every single room, running in a hotel.
You got feedback as well, didn't you? You got there was some kind of review system.
Yeah, like there was a review system like they have with the vet clinic now.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be
hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would really want a hotel.
Cars, hotel.
Spiral staircases.
Floaties. Oh, that's a cool idea.
That'd be so cool.
It also could come with a beach pack.
Yeah.
I would so love a beach pack with hotels.
Yeah, that would be.
But then I don't want them to do what they. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of would be like this. I don't want them to do like what they did with City Living, where they bring in apartments, but you can only have apartments in San Myshuno. Like,
Oh,
if
so
Yeah.
you only can build
Yeah.
the hotel on...
yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't want this to happen.
Yeah, I don't want that. I mean, obviously, you would have to have the pack to build the hotels elsewhere.
Yeah.
Although, like,
So
those
it
kind of
just brings
functioning
like a
features
new
and stuff.
community lot, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can also run like the vet clinic. I mean, you can
Yeah.
clinic in every world except the holiday world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah. Oh my God, having a hotel in like a
mean,
rooftop
having-
penthouse hotel in
Yeah.
Oh, it could be
In
really
Salvadorada.
yeah yeah
Red Eye
Like,
Falls.
Salvadorada, sold out, man.
Yeah, but that would be cool. Yeah, and also since I'm more into like non-realistic gameplay,
yeah.
of course, like a supernatural pack that gives us like
Yeah.
super crazy kind of sims. Like I don't even care what it is. Could be mermaids, witches. I don't know. Don't care. I just want different, like something else than humans. I
Just
think
don't
it's
bring back the
more-
pea shooters from Plants and Zombies again. That was
Oh,
so
no.
weird.
So weird.
So why? What was
was
that?
so
EA,
weird.
come on. But yeah, having a supernatural stuff pack or game pack. Oh my God, keep like mixing together. But having a supernatural pack again would be awesome. I love playing around with that as well, like the witches and fairies and what was it, werewolves and
Werewolves and zombies.
zombies. Yeah, it was really
Yeah.
cool. I think that could also be a very cool. And I mean, The Sims is not the most realistic game anyway. We have freaking vampires in the game now, and
Yeah.
people teleporting places. So why not just have like a little bit more of that supernatural stuff? I think that could be really fun.
Yeah, I also think, I mean, lots of people kind of complained about if you have the vampire pack that like the vampires still appear and want to bite you. And if you want to have like a normal kind of gameplay with just like a normal family, it kind of makes sense that they aren't there. So it would also be, I think, crucial that there should be like a button that we have like the seasons, that you can turn out the seasons if you have the seasons pack.
Yeah.
That you also have this to turn out the vampires and all the other bolts that you don't want to have in game or don't see in game, because it's kind of you're losing realism then. And I kind of get that, but I myself would like to have them in game.
Yeah, I mean, just like have a slider where you can just turn it off. I mean, I believe you could do that in The Sims 3 as well. Just turn off all the supernatural stuff and like the moon cycle and whatever it was. And I know some people just did that when they were kind of tired of a vampire coming to bite you, which is also really annoying in The Sims. It's just, there's nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, you can just like stand there and wait for the vampire to creep into your house, bite your neck, and then go away again.
I honestly never had this.
Oh.
I never play with humans. I always have aliens, and vampires don't bite aliens. So if you don't want to have the thing, just play with aliens. Just saying.
It actually happened one time to me when I started doing a build, and it was just like a small build, you know, that little lot in Windenburg where there's like a river in the background.
Yeah, that's a really tiny one, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I loaded up the game and moved my builder sim into that lot, a vampire came and bit her neck, and I was just like, oh, I'm not having this now. And then there's like this little text box up in the corner like, Miranda's not feeling too well. And I was just, oh, damn, gonna have to reload the game and just like, go away, vampire. What are you doing? Why are you biting me?
Just... Leave me alone with your bitey face.
Yeah. So if we don't have anything else for 2019. Oh, by the way, there were like rumors because there was the mod in like this year we had this multiplayer mod where you could play with others like The Sims. Oh,
what?
You did not know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I never played it, but I heard about
what?
it.
Yeah, it was really hard to set up, and you had to have the same versions and the same packs and all in the same save files. It was kind of hard to put up, but it was possible to play together. And, like,
so you'd like play like the two of you in the same household, or?
Yeah, same household, and you could control at least one sim or something.
Oh, that's so cool! I didn't know that.
So it's basically like The Sims Online. Sims 1, Sims Online.
Yeah, wow, that's so cool.
And everybody was like, oh wow, if it's possible, like that's like a whole like theme, right? If it's possible as a mod, it's also possible by the developers, like add into the game.
Yeah.
And that's something that I personally, I know like lots of people wouldn't like this, but I personally would love to just hang around with my sim and your sim coming and like we do weird sim stuff. That's just something that I would absolutely love.
That would be the best.
Yeah.
Ah, that's so cool. I didn't know about that. That was why? Why haven't I heard? Okay, I don't know too.
You weren't on Twitter back then, see?
Oh, that's true. Twitter. I'm still a Twitter virgin, so getting used to all of it. Yeah. Twitter's a really hard platform to use. If you're not into it, I mean, it takes some getting used to. It's like really a learning curve to learn it, but multiplayer, that could be really good. Okay, I hope they bring that into either the Sims 4 or like future Sims games.
Yeah, I mean that would be something really new. We never had this in like the Sims. And I mean, there's like a trend that every freaking game is going multiplayer or online. So I think, yeah, it would be really cool to kind of put this. I really want to see multiplayer someday happen in the Sims. I would be somebody who really would like this. And of course, especially if the build node would be also multiplayer, so you can build on the same lot at the same time.
That could be really cool.
That would be really handy for like collabs and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like basic collaboration, but real time. You know, you don't have to upload and download it.
Yeah. Oh my god, that could be so good. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
I kind of. Do you guys ever feel like the modders? I feel like sometimes when you see mods and creative content and all that kind of stuff, it kind of makes the developer have to work a little harder because they know that it is capable.
It's
like
possible, yeah.
Yeah, the first snow mod. Did you guys ever use that before?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I used it like for my winter builds and Christmas builds and whatnot to have like that effect of snow everywhere in Granite Falls, I believe it was. And I just feel like they kind of make the developers have to work a bit harder because I know that developer knows what the modding community can do, and there's just so many talented, not even in the Sims, but like everywhere. So I feel modders is a really great addition to any game because they kind of make the developers work harder to create something really special and awesome.
It's also that, like, not a lot of people know that, but like the whole EA game change. I mean, there are like lots of other game changers that are for EA, but they are for different games.
Yeah.
But for The Sims especially, they kind of choose a lot of modders and CC creators as well who are game changers, especially because of that. Because they, you know, these people already know how to add this to the game, so it just makes sense to invite them and kind of give them already like stuff that they can build on or do like another for it.
Yeah.
So it's just makes sense to they kind of have. I think that the Sims team, or especially the Sims, was always like a game that they really wanted to have mods and like this whole culture who add stuff to the game, like the players adding stuff to the game that's not like from EA or like from Maxis themselves. And I think it's like really cool, and it's apparently, since I'm not a modder, I don't know, but apparently it's really easy also. Like there are tools that are like kind of making it very easy. Like the game is already like constructed for it, like programmed for it to be implemented that easily. And I actually really like that, and it's a thing that we have since Sims 1. We always had like lots of mods and CC and stuff, and I think that's something that's really cool for the game, since there's like this whole thing where you can for free get stuff for free and kind of have this already in your game. Of course, since it's not like the official kind of, you know, programmers in Maxis working on it, sometimes it's not working anymore since there's a patch and stuff. But I think it's really cool because you can already see what's possible, and also I think like the devs can like see how it's going to be possible if they didn't have like a clue maybe how it's going to work. And also you can see the feedback on it, especially like when this first snow mod came out, because it was before Seasons came out.
Yeah.
Everybody was going crazy about it, since lots of people had this mod because it was really good and everybody wanted to have Seasons.
Really good, like an amazing mod. I don't know who made it, but
Cookie, I think, right?
yeah, that sounds right. But I mean, the amount of time spent on that mod, it was just astonishing. I mean, the level of detail that was in that mod and compared to what we have in Seasons now, it's just like, I cannot believe that a developer didn't make that. It's just amazing to me that people want to spend their time doing that for the community. I think it's truly awesome, and then it's free as well. But yeah, I think it's a really good inspiration for the developers to look at what modders and creative, like CC creators, just to kind of see what they can do and get inspiration. I don't know about you guys, but seeing that we are in Europe here, I feel like a lot of the items that we get with the Sims games are always very American inspired.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, can you remember what was it, like a vase disposal kind of shredder thing? It was like a kitchen appliance in Sims 3 and Sims 2.
Yeah.
Nobody got it because it's apparently something super American. I was like,
yeah, the trash compactor or something.
Yeah, trash compactor. And that's something really American apparently. And I was like, okay.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, it's handy, but like, what is it?
Outside, yeah. It's just something really weird. And like every American was like, yeah, that's we have stuff like this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the stuff is just so American, and I mean, look to Europe. Just look to somewhere.
They tried to put in like a little bit more like different cultures.
Yeah.
With, for example, City Living was like a fusion of San Francisco and Tokyo. I think that was like the main inspiration for it.
Yeah, you can tell.
Sanmai Shuno. So you had some Asian-looking kind of objects, and with Windenburg we had a little bit these medieval Tudor-style European kind of things.
Yeah, I think that's why Windenburg is probably one of my favorite towns.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because
it's a little bit more like my.
Yeah, it kind of hits home a bit more than when you go to like Willow Creek, which is just like this very generic. I don't believe there's places in Denmark, at least, that kind of looks like that. It's very American looking, but and I believe that's also why I really enjoyed the IKEA stuff pack back in the day, just because IKEA is very European inspired furniture, and it was just like it's relatable. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I have tried to recreate my apartment in The Sims 4, and I cannot do it. Not down to the details that I want to do, just because the furniture is just not there. It's just too American looking.
Also, like, there's another thing that I realized by watching other, like, these interior design kind of, house flipper, TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
That here in Germany, at least, I'm not sure how it is in England and Norway, or Denmark. I'm pretty sure you have this. I'm really sorry, Denmark.
That's okay.
The kitchen. So in Germany, we have a whole, like, the counters are also, there's a counter kind of cabinet thing where you hide your fridge in. So your fridge has the same boards as the counters.
Yeah.
That's the thing that every kitchen has here in Germany. And also we don't have standalone stoves. You have like a stove thing that you can put into your counter, and you have like a cooking thing that you put on your plate, so it's kind of all blended together in one counter piece.
Yeah.
And I've seen that every kitchen, except of course like these high-end kitchens that are like for the super rich or something, they always have like standalone fridges and standalone stoves, and it's I hate that they don't match the counters because
Yeah.
it's something we have in Europe, and it's just so weird to have this very American kitchen style with different appliances that don't match, and it's just,
yeah. I will say here in Denmark, the more let's say cheaper apartments actually come with the standalone fridge and oven stovetop combo that don't match. But yeah, the more like normal houses and apartments have that where like the stovetop is built into the counter. The like what is it called, oven is not a part of the stovetop. They can kind of be separate places, and the fridge is hidden behind what looks to be the same as the counters, like just a
like that.
But again, it's just like I don't know. I feel like these developers do a really good job, especially in The Sims 4 with the towns, but the items is just still so American inspired, especially with the like double door fridges that you can get in The Sims 4. I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but we don't have those here.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get them, but I honestly don't know anybody in my circle that has the double-sided fridge.
I have to admit that my parents have one. But
we have one.
Spanish people have kind of big fridges since it's very hot.
Yeah.
So I just assume it's a thing here, maybe. But in Germany, definitely, we only have like the one door.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes there's a freezer down under, like the lower part is the freezer part, and the upper part is like the normal fridge part. That's like the typical fridge that you have in Germany as well. Not the double door. And like ice dispenser, whatever. There's like what's stuff on it. It's like, what the hell, man? It's like super.
You're like, getting very quiet over there, Frankie.
Because we have one of those fridges.
Oh yeah.
Because like it's like the big American style, and it has the fridge on one side, like a full side fridge, and then it has the little side on the other side for the freezer, and it has ice dispenser.
Oh god.
And we also have a standalone stove and oven, but because Max is my tea. But like the woman, not even the woman who lived before us, the one before her, did all the kitchen out with this like fancy standalone oven, and then I think the woman in before us got the American style fridge. And originally she was going to take it with her, but then her dad convinced her to leave it because he had to take doors off of it to get it into the kitchen. And he's like, I don't want to have to go through all that hassle so they can have it. And we're like, yay, new fridge!
I mean,
is it like a normal thing to have in England?
Not really, no. My parents have like the fridge freezers separate and behind those cabinet doors, and they've always had that. I mean, even from like the old kitchen, I remember they had that, and then when they did the kitchen over, they kept that in.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, it's definitely a trend that's going on, but I just don't know that many people who has it, especially here in Scandinavia. I think it's just not a thing. We have a very specific design language when it comes to kitchens that is kind of recognized all over the world for our kitchen designs, which is really weird to say because it's just a kitchen, relax. But
it ain't that deep.
I mean, and I'm a chef. I'm talking about a kitchen, but it's just like, it's a kitchen. Chill. Don't like. But we don't use those as much here. I really don't know anybody who has one of those. It's just like those standard ones with the little freezer on top and.
Yeah. Also, what I think is like the most American object, and it has been in The Sims since Sims 1. It's the most American object. It's the pink flamingo for the garden.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That must be American because I've never ever seen this in any in Europe. Never. I only seen this like in American TV sometimes, like when it's set in the 50s. People had these plastic flamingos apparently. So that must be an American thing. I'm not sure if it is, but it's definitely, for me, it's like, that's American.
Yeah.
If you want to know if an American is living in that house, that flamingo in there. You know.
Do you guys have gardening gnomes as well? What about...
They're around. I don't have any myself, but they are kind of around.
I mean, there are these people who really love it's like their front garden.
Yeah.
They're just for front garden, so you put them in the front garden. But like in Germany, you always say that these people there's like a saying that these people are kind of really like strict and more serious than Germans apparently already are, but these are like the worst version of them. And
they're strict Germans.
If you have these gnomes in the front yard, then that's what they are. I don't know. It's just a saying, like a phrase.
Yeah, we don't have those gardening gnomes. I've never. Yeah, I mean, some old people have it, like the elderly, but yeah, no gardening gnomes.
I think over here it's maybe more common for the back gardens, unless you have like a front garden that's like, you know, got a lot of flowers and trees and things in. There might be a gnome or some kind of decorative ornament sitting at the top of the tree. My auntie used to have a frog, a squirrel, and I think a bunny that she had like dotted around the garden, but it was always in the back and like always kind of like under the trees and that. So like, oh, an old frog in the garden. Yay!
I also think it's like a really tasteless kind of thing to put in your garden, like
gnomes
especially.
And
little, very colorful sculptures. I think that's. I also think like the elder people are like putting it in their garden, because I've never seen anyone that I've visited having these. Maybe, I mean, there are like some ironic. You buy them ironically because they have like, there's a punk gnome or something, or maybe like the ghost gnome that we have in game. I would definitely put that one in my garden. Because it's just like a Sims reference then.
Amara says that they don't use the flamingos anymore, so it's good to know. They try to keep them alive in the Sims games then. Because I feel like every game has had those flamingos. I honestly can't remember what the topic was.
It was like stuff that what we want to see in 2000.
Oh, okay, and
like
then
more European stuff or more stuff like from other cultures.
Also some Asian-looking stuff, like Asian-inspired, maybe like some Middle Eastern-inspired stuff could be really nice as well.
Yeah. I think like what I want to see is like. Since I'm such a huge sucker for the beach tropical thing, so we get like, you can maybe put this like with an Arabian feel, so we have like Lanka kind of can mix this with that, and then do university maybe with the Asian stuff, because there's like the saying, you know, like we all assume that Japanese and like Asian people are really good at school and kind of really educated and like super behind.
Oh, that's so good.
So that could be like a theme that you could connect maybe.
Yeah.
So I think they should do more with different cultures, definitely, since we have already like basics, I think, are good, but I really would like to see more also African stuff. We don't have
that could be cool.
Anything African, which would be interesting as well.
We have like 2 hairstyles and a skirt and a top from that, you know, that when they brought the stuff with those with the ceiling fans and the sliding doors, they brought some nice items.
Caribbean.
The kind of Caribbean, almost African-ish, but that's really the only stuff we have.
Yeah, I also think that that's why people enjoyed the Jungle Adventures game pack so much, because it was so different for what we usually have. And I remember back in The Sims 3 as well with the World Adventures, there's just so many different styles in that game, and in the Jungle Adventures it's just refreshing to have something different other than this really generic looking furniture and like 10,000 different chairs that the Sims team.
Do you guys know the lazy game guy?
Oh yeah.
Because he hates all the chairs, that there's so many chairs in the game.
Yeah.
I never got that, like I never saw it, but when he mentioned it I was like, oh yeah, we have a lot.
It's like every single time he starts a review of something in The Sims, it's just like he points out how many chairs there is. And we have
like a total of, I don't know, 100 chairs.
Actually, you know, come to think of it, every time they put something new in the game, there's new chairs.
I mean,
new chairs for every pack, every free pack.
Armchairs, it's dining chairs, so you actually don't need them as much.
No, I mean there's so many dining chairs. It's ridiculous the amount of dining chairs there is. But yeah. I think that we should probably jump over to the question section here. So if you guys on the stream here has any questions for us that you want us to discuss or anything to us, ask them and we'll try to answer. Yeah.
I was like, when does it end?
I have laundry to do.
Oh, laundry. I actually do have laundry to do, but I just wish it was in the Sim, like in the Sims. So it could be so much easier.
You think I miss the game, or how I would love to see some neighborhood that kind of fit where I live.
Yeah. Including a lot of different cultures and places.
Yeah, I mean, Oasis, like everybody points out that Oasis Springs is Spanish, but it's definitely not. It's very American. It's like American desert.
Yeah.
So it's definitely not Spanish at all. And
I mean, they put in some Spanish-styled houses in there.
Yeah, but it looks like more like New Mexico,
yeah.
like for me.
Yeah.
It's still very American because they have there's these huge plastic dinosaurs somewhere in the background. I mean, I don't think that the Mexicans or like the Spanish definitely don't have plastic dinosaurs.
No.
I don't know, like being around. So yeah. Do you feel there was stuff missing from Get Famous? Yeah, like the whole creating a band thing. That was something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have liked to have been able to become paparazzi as well.
Yeah. Oh, that could be cool.
That would have been a fun twist to it.
Yeah. Would be really cool.
Yeah. Do you guys remember in the what was it like?
I mean, I guess you could do it in the kind of, you know, that feature they have where you can like register as something.
Yeah.
I suppose in a way you could register as paparazzi and just go around using the photography skill to take pictures of celebrities and selling them.
It
would have been nice if there was a kind of...
Yeah, I believe in The Sims 3 there was like this expansion pack that also came laundry where you could like have these active careers, and I do believe that paparazzi was one of them.
Yeah, it was
I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, wasn't it called like something with workplace or something? There was also the interior designer.
Yeah, and you can be like a detective. Tattoo artist, yeah.
Was it the hobby pack?
No.
I'm gonna try and look for it.
Can't remember what it's called, but there was a tattoo artist, interior designer, ghost hunter or whatever.
Yeah, ghost hunter, and you could be
Ambition.
like ambitions, yes.
That one. Yeah.
Well, we kind of have our minds destroyed by The Sims 4 because everything is just called get to something.
Yeah. Get city. I also already told them like that you know that you have to unname city living to get city.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that wasn't in the
cats and dogs?
Oh yeah, get pets.
Yeah, I don't understand why they just didn't call it pets. I mean, I just call it pets anyway. I never call it cats and dogs because to me it's just a pets expansion pack.
Yeah. It was like called pets. The other stuff, like the other Sims.
Every other Sims game expansion called it pets. I don't know if it's maybe because they just didn't want to have the rodents and what was it, horses? Horses from
also actually included, and like parrots and stuff, like all these small little.
Yeah.
I think they were already planning on the My First Pet stuff, and maybe already had the pet stuff pack, but I didn't want to have like an expansion pack called something with pet as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just a speculation.
But that's kind of the problem. That My First Pet should never have happened. They should have just shoved it into the expansion and like had it there. It's do you
asked if we have like certain objects that are missing in game. Yeah, the spiral says of course.
Yeah.
There are no bidets.
Oh, do you use those?
No. It's just the first thing that came to my mind.
Because that's something so Spanish. As a German, you never have a bidet.
No, we have.
You don't have in the bathroom.
I think it's a
And I
kind of
was so
French and Spanish
confused
thing.
when my parents moved to Spain, and I was like, "What the hell is this? What do I do with it? It's like a very low sink.
Yeah.
Why do you have to?" Confused the hell out
My
of me.
parents have one in their house, and we never, ever in our lives ever used it. And
Do you
my
know
dad
what
used
I
to put
used it
crossword
for?
in it because it's right next to the toilet.
It's clearly for washing your behind. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always used it for washing my foot or my feet. It's
Yeah.
the exact perfect height to put your foot in.
Yeah, I can imagine
I did.
like using it after you've gone to the bathroom. Just spray your behind with water. It's just so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
It's a strange
dry it.
feeling.
But yeah, I think the spiral staircases is definitely what I'm missing now. A pond tool as well would go
pond, yeah,
really
pond
nice
tool.
with the terrain tools. I mean, in the build we just did, Fry, you can make something look really incredible with the pools, but it's just
But
still
because it's like goes like directly into
Yeah.
like in the water, and if it would be like a kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
transition,
It's just
that
a
would be
little
cool.
harsh looking. There's just like straight lines and it just kind of
Yeah.
goes like that, and you have to kind of, use plants and stuff to make it look a bit more natural, flowy. So the pond tool is definitely something I would love to see in the future. And I do believe that they said that they would bring it, they were looking to bring it to the game.
They definitely said they're working on it. So
Yeah.
I think we'll get it next.
So hopefully, fingers crossed for next year.
Yeah. What
Unless
I
there's...
personally actually really want to see is more builds, objects, like new kind of stuff. For example, for me, it would be really cool to have a new section that is window frame. So it's a frame that you can put on the windows, because I don't know what the architectural name for it is. But in Germany, we have these sockets. And they're different ones, different sockets for your window to be in. So you have your normal window frame, but then again you have maybe like a top and like a little shelf thingy. You know, I know there's like an architectural kind of name for it that I'm not sure what it actually is in German, so I don't know what.
Yeah.
But that would be cool, like the outer thing of a window. I don't know.
Yeah.
To add, so we have like spandrels, we have friezes, and we have like wall decorations, so we can have window kind of.
Yeah, that could be really
things
cool.
Would be really cool because they can change a whole look of a house really quickly.
Yeah.
That would be a thing that I would like, and also in build mode, 2-story and 3 stories high columns.
Yeah, I would.
In Sims 2 or Sims 3, we
had
them.
We had them in the Sims 3. Different heights of columns. I mean, you couldn't actually change the height of the walls, but I feel like the column system in the Sims 4 is just so annoying. I always try not to use columns just because they kind of have to. Yeah, they kind of have to snap to stuff, which is so annoying, and they are just always the same height. So definitely a good idea to bring that back and have different heights. I mean, if you wanted to do, like, for example, in a chateau where you have like this front part with these huge columns that goes to the roof, you can't do that here.
You always have like this different kind of, like ornaments on top and stuff, and it's really blocky.
And the columns that actually, where you can stack them, where you can see them, there's always like this little space in between where the flooring would be, because they kind of don't snap together.
Oh, they don't. I actually never noticed.
Oh my god, I've tried to work around it so many times.
Thank you for that. No. But I think like for objects, I'm not sure, since I'm not like a huge gameplay kind of person. I'm not sure what I actually want to have like as an object in game. I mean, I can see that lots of, like we already discussed, like more cars like as decorations would be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, again, and we've talked about this too. I actually only play The Sims when I do Let's Plays. Otherwise, I'm just kind of building it, so I'm not so much into the gameplay aspect. I mean, I play The Sims, but I just don't play it as much as anybody else. Because for me, The Sims is about creating, building, stuff in the game. So yeah, I can kind of see where you come from with that. But any cast items you want?
More tattoos and
Yeah.
piercings. I want to have piercings and I want to have body hair.
Yeah, it's a weird thing with the body hair, but I kind of agree. I don't remember who said it, but
I think it was Gizmo as well.
yeah, with the Ken doll look, they kind of just look like a doll. And body hair, I also believe that came with the ambitions pack in The Sims 3.
Yeah.
It just kind of adds a realism to it, having like body hair on the chest and on the arms and whatever. Welcome back. We're talking about body hair.
Of course. Yeah.
You want to add something to the body hair?
Yeah. No. Yeah, piercings. Some more piercings, like in the brows.
We don't even have piercings in the first place.
We just have ear piercings, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, most of those piercings in the ears in the game are just covered up by hair anyway, because so you can't see them. So, but yeah, also definitely more tattoos. I think the tattoos that are in the game right now, when I had to create my Sim self, because I have tattoos all over this arm, but I couldn't figure out what to make it, because there's just not a lot of options in the game.
And I think it would be like, that's something that I don't see in Sims 4, but since terrain tools are possible, possible in CAS as well, but it would be cool to have kind of like shitty fashion designer games where you get like a base kind of style, and then you can choose the sleeve lengths.
Oh yeah,
stuff. That would be cool, so you can create your own kind of outfits, like even like tops and skirts and stuff, to kind of create, like, choose from different lengths of the sleeves and kind of the fitting, how it's fit to the I don't know, like the body and stuff. So you actually can create your own kind of clothing. I can also see this being implemented with maybe like a fashion designer kind of thing, not a stylist, but like a fashion designer kind of career or path. But that would be really cool, because it gives you way more options for objects by just adding like different sleeve heights and different, I don't know, like crop top to bra to, I don't know, really long shirt.
Yeah, kind of like a section. What is it called? Like, you have sections, and then you can like pick a blouse and have different kind of sleeves to go with that, and you can kind of pick that. That could be really cool. Yeah, that would be a really good gameplay addition, I think, because I feel like a lot of the clothes, and again, because we don't have the color wheel, all of the Sims kind of look the same. A lot of the clothes is just the same in a slightly tweaked version of what it was before. Like, for example, the tank tops for the men in the game are literally all the same. They're just...
Wait, there are some that are really loose, so it can almost...
Yeah, like the bodybuilder ones. For like,
really weird.
Like, like the smallest strap here, and just kind of... But yeah, I mean, the jeans as well. I feel like all of the jeans kind of look the same in the game.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, that would be a really good feature. Yeah.
Yeah, the body hair could come with a werewolf pack. Kind of makes sense if you have werewolves to have.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Or
but yeah,
maybe like a
if
pack.
yeah, but I feel like if you guys don't have any more questions, this has been a really awesome stream, you guys.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's a really good discussion. I think
I feel like I've been kind of boring, but yeah, I've really enjoyed hearing you talk.
No, every input is good. So, but this was a really good discussion. I think we like touched on some topics that was really good, and discussed some things that can help the community a lot, and what we kind of want to see in the future. So to everybody who's watching out there, thank you for joining the stream, and thank you to lovely ladies for joining the Sim Talk here. So
Thanks so much for having us.
yeah, this was a really
a
awesome
pleasure.
idea, and I hope that we can do this again in the future as well. So yeah, let's end the stream here. So thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we really hope you enjoyed this little stream podcast thing, and have a Merry Christmas once you get to that. So
Happy holidays.
yeah, see you next year for some more awesome content. So definitely definitely go check out the description below where Fry and Frankie's channel are linked, and go subscribe to them as well. And yeah, we will see you on our channels for some more content. So have a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and yeah, bye.
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 So soon.
Soon.